New evidence of archery among the very earliest people in Europe has been revealed. Hundreds of small pointed stone sherds were discovered at a 54,000-year-old cave site in southern France. Researchers say the artifacts closely resemble other known arrowheads, including replicas that they tested on dead goats. The discovery, reported on the 22nd of February in the journal Science Advances, suggests that the first Homo sapiens to reach Europe hunted with bows and arrows. The finds also call into question why our close kin, the Neanderthals, who occupied the Grotte Madran rock shelter in the Rhone Valley before and after Homo sapiens, never adopted these superior ranged weapons. Last year, researchers excavating the cave claimed that the site held the earliest known evidence of Homo sapiens in Europe. In one of its archaeological levels, known as Layer E, experts, co-led by cultural anthropologist Ludovic Slimak at the University of Toulouse-Jean Jaurès in France, found a child's tooth and thousands of stone tools. They concluded that the child was a Homo sapien. Among the tools were hundreds of tiny points, many of which were as small as a centimetre wide, weighing just a few grams and were nearly identical in shape and size. The smallest points were similar to other arrowheads made by ancient and modern humans, and some contained telltale fractures and other damage at their tips consistent with high-velocity impact. The team made dozens of replica points from flint found near the rock shelter and fashioned them into bows and arrows using wood and other materials. They also made thrusting spears and spear-thrower darts. The pointed tools were then used to stab or shoot at dead goats as part of their research. Some of the larger points could have been used effectively with spears or darts. But only a bow and arrow could have generated the force needed to wound or kill an animal with the smallest points, says Laurie Metz, an archaeologist at Aix-Marseille University in France who co-led the study with Slimak. He said, "It's not possible to use these tiny points with something other than a bow and arrow. Grotte Madran contains a number of horse bones, and Metz suspects that humans sheltering in the cave hunted these animals, as well as bison migrating through the Rhone Valley." The researchers found a horse femur with damage consistent with a stone point, and Metz maintains hopes of finding an arrow point lodged in an animal bone. "This is as solid as it gets," says John Shea, an archaeologist at Stony Brook University in New York. "They made a more convincing case that these things are arrows than cases have been made for arrows in data from the last 12,000 years. Above and below Grotte Madran's Layer E, researchers have found Neanderthal teeth and DNA, along with stone tools characteristic of the extinct ancient human population. Slimak's team claims that Layer E represents an early but short-lived incursion of Homo sapiens into Neanderthal territory more than 10,000 years before the species permanently settled in Europe. But the claim is contested. If Homo sapiens did make the stone points in Layer E, it's not clear why Neanderthals in the region and elsewhere did not adopt this advanced bow and arrow technology. Some researchers have speculated that Neanderthals lacked the cognitive capacity to use projectiles, a difference that might have helped modern humans to outcompete the Neanderthals for food. But Metz doubts that is the reason. She wonders whether cultural traditions played a part in Neanderthals' seeming aversion to the tools. Marie Seresi, an archaeologist at the University of Leiden in the Netherlands, agrees that Neanderthals living at Grotte Madran didn't leave arrow points behind. But she pondered whether the evidence for bow and arrow use might be found elsewhere. "I would find it very strange if Neanderthals were so conservative that they would not copy mechanically propelled weapons used by other humans," she said. That's it for this video. Don't forget to like, share, and most importantly subscribe. And you can also support the channel on Subscribestar via the link in the description. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.